Welcome, Litigation Psychology Podcast. Dr. Bill Kanasky. This is brought to you by Courtroom Sciences, and let me tell you, I've got a rant for you this morning. Now, if you've noticed, okay, all the hotels have now stopped putting out the little bottles of shampoo and conditioner, and they have installed bigger and permanent and refillable bottles in the shower. Now, let me tell you why I have a beef with this, but you're going to see why they did it. So for years, I mean, I've been traveling for 21 years now. I would travel, and as you all know, I don't have hair. Okay, my head shaved, face shaved. I have no need for hotel shampoo or conditioner, which I'm sure, if you ask people with hair, probably not the best stuff, right? Probably not the best stuff from a quality perspective. But hey, if you travel, you need that stuff. I mean, you need it. And so now they've put this stuff in the shower in bigger bottles, right? In like a pump, and housekeeping just refills it. Perhaps this is easier, but the reason why, and I think I'm the reason why, for 2 decades, what I've done is anytime I traveled and I was in a hotel room, I would take the little bottles, the mini bottles of shampoo and conditioner, and I'd take them home with me. And I had a box, and I would fill that box all year. And as we approach the holidays, I would donate I take soap too. I take unopened, wrapped up soap. And hey, you stay in some of these nice hotels. Sometimes that hand and face soap is pretty goddamn nice. Good stuff. Smells great. I would steal all that stuff. Well, not steal. I mean, it's mine. I'm paying for the room. It's mine. So if I use it or I take it, it doesn't matter. It's mine. So cut out the word stealing. Okay. I'm taking it. I have a right to it, taking it. And I put them in the box. And then towards the end of the year, my wife and I would take the box of shampoo, conditioner, and soap, and we'd take it to our local, food pantry / homeless shelter in town, and we would donate. That's part of what I do. And we donate to the food pantry. And sometimes donate food, sometimes just donate money, and do what we can from that perspective. I'm okay with that. However, now the hotels have switched over, and they are no longer leaving out the little bottles. I can still take the soap, so I'm still collecting the soap. Problem is, I got to use the soap. Right, but maybe there's an extra or body wash or whatever. Now I can't do that anymore. They've got to the big bottles. You can't take them. So my scheme is now over. We'll have to figure out another way to help out. But I think that maybe the hotels figured out my system. They figured out my scheme. But I think I was doing, I was robbing Peter to pay Paul, right? I was doing a little Robin Hood there, right? Taking from the wealthy corporation and giving back to the community. Well, no more of that. Now I'm heading into a witness prep today of a truck driver. This defense attorney has it out for me. Does not like me, does not want to do this. And the reason why is that the trucking company is the one that called me. Their corporate counsel, who's acting as supervising counsel in this case, I'm not going to tell you who it is. We've worked together for years, and we work on nasty transportation cases. And they brought me in. So now I have to go to this dude's law firm. I'm not even going to tell you where I'm at. Keep this confidential. But this guy's just been bitching and moaning the whole time. He doesn't need me. He preps his own witnesses. This truck driver This truck driver got into an accident that resulted in catastrophic injuries. This is a $50 million case at a jury level, no doubt. And he's struggling. I mean, the emotions of going through that. He could have been killed himself. And we have some really bad injuries here. So, I'm going to play ball. Going to be, play nice in the sandbox with local defense counsel here. But this is the type of bullshit that the industry doesn't need. Why in the world would you be threatened by me? Dude, I'm a clinical psychologist. I almost dropped the F-bomb right there. I almost dropped the F-bomb. I'm a clinical effing psychologist. There you go. I'm here to help. I don't have any legal training. I'm not an attorney. I'm here to handle the cognitive, behavioral, emotional sides of this, which, by the way, are massive in these cases. You get a driver has some PTSD from this accident. Okay, Joe Attorney, how are you going to deal with PTSD? Joe Attorney, what training do you have in how to assess and manage PTSD? That's what I thought. So, this dude needs to settle down. He's just he doesn't like anybody on his turf. Well, what's the purpose of this? What are we doing? Trying to help the goddamn trucking company and this driver. And now we're going to have an ego issue? Come on. This is stupid. I'm tired. It doesn't happen a lot anymore. Happened a lot when I was younger. But I'm just tired of this. Tired of it. This guy's going to have to suck it up. Okay, what am I going to talk to you about? Okay, here's what we're going to do. This is a great... Okay, so, and I've talked about this before, but now we're going to get in the weeds on this. I'm going to do a two-part series on this. Okay, so... okay, so we need to talk more about opening statements. We're doing a lot of attorney training now on opening statements. So if you have a younger attorney in your firm and you're looking to train this person, just like the plaintiffs bar is doing with their folks, right? Send them to Courtroom Sciences. We have a training program specifically designed for younger attorneys to teach them how to construct and deliver opening statements. Okay. And we're doing this using a neurocognitive science-based approach based on jury brain functioning. What more do you want? We know how the juror brain works. Therefore, you have to construct and deliver a presentation that matches the juror brain functioning. That's our approach. It works. Trust me, it works. Been highly successful in this area. Okay, so let's go through first. Okay, I'm gonna give you the what not to do list today. That's this podcast, the what not to do list. But why do defense counsel struggle with opening statements? Now, just saying that's going to piss some people off. I'm sorry. I'm a jury consultant. I see this shit. I've seen it year after year. I go into courtrooms. I do mock trials every week. I see performance. And I gotta tell you, I've seen some fantastic performances, both at mock trial and real trial. And I could rattle those names off of these attorneys that did it. Males, females, bad ass attorneys. I gotta tell you, I've seen some terrible ones. I've seen some mediocre ones. In fact, that's the majority. And there are reasons for this. There are reasons for this. Number one reason why this happens is there's really defense attorneys don't go get formal training and how to construct and deliver opening statements. They just learn from their mentors. Not enough. Not enough. So I've designed a training program. Again, you could be an older attorney and jump into training. Okay. But I've designed a training program to teach you how to do this. Half of it is essentially academic. I got to teach you juror brain functioning, how to order information, how to deliver information to meet that juror brain, right? That's half of it. The other half of it is performance-based, where you need to deliver this stuff. You need to construct your opening. I need to critique it. You need to deliver it. I need to critique it. This is very exciting, groundbreaking stuff. Because the plaintiffs bar is doing this stuff. Hey, hats off, plaintiff attorneys, hello. I always have to take a break and say hello to the plaintiff attorneys that listen. They contact me. They like the podcast. I try to bring up stuff for plaintiff attorneys too. Okay. Hey, they have really good training programs for opening statement. Defense doesn't. Well, I have one. So spread the word. And by the way, mine's I think mine's better than theirs because it's scientifically based. All right. So reason number one, the struggle here is, again, there's no formal training. Well, now there is formal training. Okay. There is formal training and it's intensive. And that's how you, to learn these skills, that's what you need to do. Number two, there's no attorneys really. Attorneys across the board, but particularly defense attorneys, don't have any training or education in human cognition or emotion. And that's what opening statement is all about. You have to understand, how does the juror brain process information? How? You need to know that. If you don't know that, what are you doing? You're giving it your best shot. And you're going to be wrong. And I'm going to tell you why. Number three, mind games. See, your mind is your worst enemy. If you're a trial attorney, again, plaintiff or defense, I'm generally talking to the defense here, right? Your mind is your worst enemy. A lot of confirmation bias. Your mind wants to do what seems right versus what is right. And that's the problem, because you don't know what is right. You think you know. You don't know. And that's part of what I'm going to tell you today. And the human brain's wired, attorney brain is wired to defend. Defense attorneys, you're wired to defend. And the problem is, you get up in an opening statement and you defend, you're going to suck. You're going to fall into a bunch of traps. We have to rewire the defense attorney brain to attack, not defend. It's a very uncomfortable experience. And number four, little experience. There's not a lot of trials now, like there was 20 years ago. So the 30 and 40 something attorneys I'm working with in this trial, they don't have much trial experience. It's not their fault. There's just not a lot of opportunity out there. That's another reason why the training is so important. Okay, so those are the four reasons of why we're here. So this is the not to-do list, folks. This is the not to-do list. Don't do this crap with your openings, okay? Number one, do not get up in front of this jury to start your opening and introduce yourself and the client. Oh my God. What you're going to come to find out here, particularly in part two, I'm going to do a part two of this on what you need to do, right? That first 1 to 3 minutes is your golden time. And you're going to waste it. My name is Bob. I am so honored to be representing my client, ABC Corporation. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, that's a horrendous start. And how you start these things determines your fate. Cannot do it. It seems right. It seems, see, this is where your brain, mind games. It seems like the right thing to do. Dumb, 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 dumb. Instead, you need to immediately jump into your story, reset the stage, and attack. We'll cover that in part 2, how to do that. But this is what I call a useless warm-up technique. Jury doesn't need warming up. Trust me, they're already warm. Plaintiff's counsel just got up there for 20 or 30 minutes and butchered you. Oh, they're warm. Jury's warm. Don't need any warm-up stuff. Gosh. See, I'm getting all emotional just giving this talk right here. Number 2, things not to do. Don't thank the jury for their civic duty. Good God. I mean, I see this all the time. What a waste of your golden time. Thanking them for, do this shit and voir dire. My God. Come on. You know, jury service is very important. Ugh. Again, you've just been bludgeoned by your adversary, and you're going to get up there and start thanking them for, and I know they're only paying you $15 today, and the parking's $27, but we really appreciate your civic duty. Come on, stop. Killing yourself. Again, it seems like a good idea. It doesn't work. It's terrible. Do that shit in voir dire. By the way, okay, listen, this is a performance by you in opening, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, my favorite band, everybody knows this, and it's close, but the Foo Fighters. The Foo Fighters are number 1. Metallica's a really close second. The 2 best concerts I've ever been to. By the way, if you've ever been to any concert, particularly the Foo Fighters or Metallica, when do they thank the audience? I want you to think about this. Do the Foo Fighters come out on stage and start the concert by saying, "Thank you very much, Atlanta"? No. They come out and they start jamming to Monkey Wrench. And they blow the goddamn roof off of the joint. And maybe 4 or 5 songs in, then they say, "Hey, how's everybody doing? Atlanta, we love you." That's where they don't do it at the beginning. Imagine if you went to a concert, you paid $500 to be in the first 10 rows, and Metallica comes out and says, "Hey, thank you very much for being here tonight." No! No! God damn it, no. Learn something, folks. This is a performance. All right. Another thing you cannot do is don't start your opening with a corny story. Okay. Corny story. This happens all the time. Everybody does, like, everybody keeps learning the mistakes from everybody else. It doesn't work. You come out for your opening, my grandfather always used to tell me, "Don't put all your eggs in one basket." It's like, no. Dumb. Stop with the corny stories, folks. It doesn't work. Golden time being wasted. Another just terrible way to start an opening is you discuss the law or the Constitution or the Bill of Rights. I mean, are you just trying to put people to sleep? Oh, man, my blood pressure is going up during this podcast. Finally, don't start the opening discussing the role of the jurors. Here's another just classic blunder in opening. You get up in front of this jury and you go, "Now, the purpose of an opening statement is I'm going to outline what I intend to show in my case in chief. And I would appreciate if you would listen to both sides of the story." Oh, God, kill me now. If I had a knife, I'd stab myself right in the face with it right now at this very moment. Everybody does this shit. It doesn't work. It can all be fixed, folks. Oh. Here's another classic blunder: using humor during your opening. No, it's a terrible, horrible idea. Sarcasm, right? Funny. No, there's nothing funny about catastrophic injuries or death. Again, it's another kind of, you really risk this backfiring right in your face and getting jurors pissed at you. But you know what it is? People use humor. Human beings use humor, but defense attorneys use humor as an anti-anxiety maneuver. Kind of like that nervous laugh. Sound like Peter Griffin. Hey, Quagmire, right? No, you can't be funny because there's nothing funny about it. But a lot of I see this on voir dire too. A lot of defense counsel try to be funny because again, it's just like warm-up thing, right? They want to be accepted and liked. Don't worry about all that. By the way, you've established a lot of this stuff in voir dire. Okay. If you're worried about them liking you in your opening, they've made that decision yesterday. If they think you're an asshole, they think you're an asshole yesterday, not today. Okay? No humor, folks. Here's another one: not using visual stimuli in your opening. Now, some courts may not allow you to do this. Many do. If you can, you must. Jurors are visual creatures, ladies and gentlemen. Visual creatures. I'm guilty. I mean, I'm on TikTok every day. I mean, listen, this is what they do. Okay. And if your adversary uses visuals in their opening and you don't, oh boy, are you in trouble. That perceptual difference will kill you, kills your credibility. I love timelines. Timelines are fantastic. I can tell you this: in 21 years of jury consulting, the side that has the most persuasive timeline oftentimes has a massive advantage and wins the case. Visual stimuli are important because it improves information processing and encoding in the human brain. When you have visual plus an audio stimulus, your brain encodes things 3 times faster and more effective. Now, the best way to do this is a combination of things. You may want to have something electronic, right, that you're putting on a screen, but you also want to combine that with some static boards that you're going to leave up for. Remember, the bad thing about electronic stimuli is that you have to hit the next button. They only see it for so long. Whereas if you have a static board, you can put that board up there, say your timeline, and just leave it up there for your whole damn opening. And they're looking at it for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Electronically, you always got to hit that next button and you can't go back. So, different podcast. All right, what else is there here not to do? Oh, yeah, this is important. Brevity is brilliance. There's a very strong push in the plaintiff's bar, and I know this for a fact. I do my homework. They are really, really pushing for the 15-minute opening statement. And a defense attorney hears that and cringes. Okay. So just from a juror psychology point of view, your sweet spot is the 15 to 30-minute window. Your opening statement must be in that window, 15 to 30 minutes. Under 15 is too short in most cases. Over 30 is way too much for the juror brain. The 15 to 30-minute window. And every time I say this, every defense attorney on the planet bitches and moans and whines. I can't do that. I've got to defend my client to the fullest. No, you don't. No, that's not the purpose. Number one, you're defending. No, attack. Okay. The opening statement, you should be in the clouds, not the weeds. And tell the best story. Whoever has the simplest, most understandable story oftentimes wins. But you get up there and get that 1 hour opening. You know what that shows? It shows you're scared and it shows you're weak. You get up there, defend, defend, defend. The perceptual problem with that is enormous. You look terrible. Less is more. Simple is better. Brevity is brilliance. You, defense counsel, just have to become more comfortable with it emotionally. It's a lot of cognitive dissonance. Got to fully defend my client. You got the whole trial to do that. Remember, keep your eye on the prize, folks. What's the prize? Jury cognition, 15 to 30 minutes. Now, another big no-no. I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm shocked I'm even saying this. You can't read your opening statement from a legal pad, a notebook, or an iPad. Are you nuts? Yeah, I sent Dr. Wood down and I won't even tell you what state. I just said it. See? Oh well. In the Southeast. To assist on a jury selection, and he stayed for openings. The defense counsel got up, read the entire opening statement from an iPad. Never looked at the jury. Never looked at the jury. No, plaintiff's counsel did. They looked at the jury the whole time. Plaintiff's counsel had an outline. And this plaintiff's counsel occasionally would glance down at the outline. Not a big deal. Defense counsel gets up, read the opening from the iPad. You should like just lose your law license if you do that. God, I can't believe I have to go over this stuff. Summing up here, another big problem. You got to fight fire with fire. And if you come out defending versus attacking, you're in trouble. So I'll do part 2 on how to do this. But man, you need to come out of the gate and immediately blame someone or something. Let me repeat that. You need to come out of the gate immediately and blame someone else or something else immediately. Alternative causation, empty chair defendant, maybe the plaintiff, depending on the case, maybe an adverse co-defendant. You got to blame something else immediately. In the first minute, you need to identify your antagonist, your protagonist. What's the storyline? What's the who, what, where, when, why, how? Now, I call that, because I invented this term, the cognitive lens. The cognitive lens. We'll talk about that in part 2, how to set that up. But you better go torpedo your adversary's story immediately. Coming right out of the gate. And very few people do that. That's the best way to do it. Okay, what else do we got here? Not attacking damages. Now, it depends how your adversary handles this. If they talk about damages in their opening, you had better attack it in your opening. Ignoring it, you're dead. Okay? They're going to try to anchor. You better counter anchor. You cannot be afraid to talk about money. And you got to, I call this mirroring. Okay? If they talking about it early, you talk about it early. They talk about it at the end, you talk about it at the end. They spend 3 minutes on it, you spend 3 minutes on it. Mirror your adversary. And yes, in the vast majority of cases, not every case, but 90% of cases, you better give a number and counter anchor that thing. And you better hint about this in voir dire. All this ties to voir dire too. Okay, another huge miscue. Going on the defensive, meaning you come out of the gate in your opening, and the first thing out of your mouth is, hey, we didn't do it. We're a good company. Like, in other words, you put on your company commercial out of the gate. And then you're falling right into the availability bias trap. Okay? You're putting yourself on trial inadvertently, and you don't even know it. You come out of the gate going, we didn't do it. We're a good company. We're innocent. That's how you get yourself killed. That's how you get yourself killed. Okay, so there's the list of miscues. I'll come back. I will do another episode with what you need to do and really get into the weeds on that. Okay? But these mistakes are just rampant. They're all over. Everybody does this stuff. Why? Because you don't know any better. That's why we came up with the training program. I authored a paper on this in 2011, which, by the way, I still get phone calls about and emails going, hey, I used your paper to write my opening and I won. Okay. I'm going to update that paper and republish it. If you want that paper, email me. I'll send you the paper. It tells you exactly what to do. I will tell you exactly what to do on the next podcast episode. Okay. But folks, let's start using our heads. Let's start doing things not because they seem right, but because they are right. Okay. So I'm heading to witness prep. I got to deal with a very grumpy plaintiff attorney that doesn't want me there. Hopefully I can win this dude over. But I'm going there because I really want to help this driver. I want to get this driver through this process. And there's some emotional work. There's some therapeutic work that needs to be done. And this is what I do, folks. And happy to help you out if you're in a similar situation. And by the way, this happens in med mal, other cases where, something bad happens, your witness is going to be emotional. And it's important not to play around with that or not to ignore it or not to just assume your witness is okay. Because that's how a lot of DEPs go bad. Your witness has an emotional meltdown and you're like, what was that? Because you didn't assess it appropriately during your preps. That's what I'm going to do this morning. And we're going to do it, and we are going to get the job done. All right. That's enough. Thank you for participating in this edition of the Litigation Psychology Podcast. I'm Dr. Bill Kanasky. I will see you for part 2 on opening statements.